Lily's dream job. The chrome gleamed under the fluorescent lights of Gadget Galaxy, a beacon of innovation, or at least, that's how Lily saw it. Today was the day. Dream. Job. Here she was. Her stomach fluttered, a chaotic mix of nerves and pure, unadulterated excitement. She adjusted her slightly too large glasses and pushed through the automatic doors, the whoosha sound of promise. The lobby was a dizzying display of flashing lights and whirring gadgets. Robots zipped around, delivering packages and offering chirpy greetings. Lily, mesmerized, almost tripped over a self-folding scooter. A bored-looking receptionist, with her sculpted into gravity-defying spikes, pointed her toward an elevator. Mr. Grumble's office. Top floor. Good luck. Mr. Grumble's. The name alone didn't inspire confidence. But Lily was undeterred. This was her chance. The elevator doors opened onto a starkly different environment. Gone were the bright colors and playful robots. Instead, a dimly lit hallway stretched before her, lined with closed doors. A low hum emanated from behind one of them. She found the door marked a Mr. Grumble's, Chief Innovation Officer, and knocked. A gruff voice responded, "Enter." Mr. Grumble's was a mountain of a man, slumped behind a desk piled high with schematics and half-disassembled devices. He didn't look up. Spark. Lily, right? You're late. Lily stammered, "Just by a few minutes, sir." I was admiring the lobby. He grunted. Admire less. Invent more. Follow me. He lumbered out of the office, leaving Lily scrambling to keep up. They walked in silence to a heavy steel door at the end of the hall. Mr. Grumble swiped a card, and the door hissed open, revealing the invention lab. It was everything Lily had imagined, and more. Workbenches overflowed with wires, circuit boards, and tools she couldn't even identify. 3D printers whirred, spitting out strange shapes. A robotic arm meticulously assembled something that resembled a toaster-sized spaceship. The air crackled with the scent of ozone and possibility. This is it. Your playground, a Mr. Grumble said, his voice softening ever so slightly. He gestured around the lab. Your mission, innovate. But remember, Spark, innovation isn't about making things that look cool. It's about making things that work, that solve problems that people actually need. He fixed her with a surprisingly intense stare. Got it. Got it. Lily chirped, already mentally sketching out ideas for a self-cleaning coffee mug with a built-in social media aggregator. Mr. Grumble sighed. All right. Johnson will show you the ropes. Don't blow anything up. He turned and headed back toward his office, leaving Lily alone in the glorious chaos of the invention lab. She took a deep breath, the scent of ozone filling her lungs. This was it. Time to make some magic. The self-folding surprise. The Gadget Galaxy workshop thrummed, the vibrations a constant companion after a week. Initial trepidation had morphed into a jittery anticipation that clung to her like a second skin. Today, the self-folding laundry basket faced its trial. Lily tightened a screw on its base, the cool metal grounding her. This wasn't mere storage, it was a statement. A shiny chrome-plated, and notice me, Gadget Galaxy, I'm more than you think. Within its shell, tiny motors purred, awaiting her command. She had painstakingly programmed the folding sequence, picturing each precise crease. A breath, flavored with solder and the promise of invention, filled her lungs as she wheeled the basket into Mr. Grumble's lair. He was buried beneath a paper avalanche, his brow a corrugated landscape of worry. Spark. And what's this contraption? He rumbled, without a glance. The self-folding laundry basket, sir. Fully automated, voice-controlled. Just say fold, and witness the transformation. Lily announced, her voice a touch too bright. Mr. Grumbles finally raised his head, his eyes, magnified by his spectacles, scrutinizing. Transformation, you say? Demonstrate. Lily's throat constricted. All right, basket. Fold. The basket stirred to life. A gentle blue glow emanated from within. Its flexible walls contracted with calculated grace, tucking themselves into a neat, compact form. The hushed clicks and soft rustle of the folding mechanism was strangely mesmerizing. In mere seconds, it was done, a perfect, self-contained cube. Mr. Grumbles observed, his mouth slightly agape. He circled it, prodding it with a hesitant finger. Remarkable, he admitted, a rare gem from his vocabulary. Quite remarkable. A wave of relief crashed over Lily, nearly buckling her knees. But the reprieve was fleeting. Mr. Grumbles straightened, his expression darkening. Too remarkable, perhaps. He steepled his fingers, a gesture of deliberation. This holds promise, spark. But promise can be a dangerous lure. It attracts attention. Undesirable attention. Lily's brow furrowed. Undesirable? Isn't that the objective? To devise ingenious gadgets that people desire? He shook his head, a deliberate, unsettling motion. Innovation cuts both ways. Spark. Some prefer the status quo. Some prefer things unaltered. Be selective about whom you show this to. Do you understand? His voice dropped to a low murmur. A shiver traced a path down Lily's spine. The thrill of triumph soured into a pit of apprehension. What had she inadvertently uncovered? The super bounce mishap. Lily hummed, a nervous flutter in her stomach. Her first real project at Gadget Galaxy. Not officially assigned, of course. This was all top secret, lunchtime experiments in the storage closet type of work. The goal? A super bouncy ball. Something that defied gravity, laughed in the face of Newton. She squeezed the latest concoction of polymer resin and, well, a few things she'd borrowed from the R&D lab, mostly bouncy castle material, in her gloved hand. It felt promising, denser than the others. This time she'd added a dash of Mr. Grumble's perpetually pilfered stress ball innards. Poetic justice, she figured. The closet door creaked open, spilling a wedge of fluorescent light. Lily yelped, nearly dropping her precious sphere. It was Barry from accounting, looking flustered. Lily? Did you take my stapler again? Nope, she said, perhaps too quickly. Barry squinted suspiciously at the rainbow-colored goose smeared across her lab coat. Right. Well, just try not to blow up the building, okay? He scurried away. Taking a deep breath, Lily bounced the ball. It shot towards the ceiling, ricocheted off a shelf of dusty printers, and slammed into a box labeled a prototype fidget spinners, discontinued. The box exploded in a shower of metal and plastic. The ball, now a blare of hyperkinetic energy, careened out the door. Lily chased after it, shouting, "Is sorry. Coming through." The super bounce ball was wreaking havoc. It bounced off Brenda from Hour's perfectly coiffed hair, sending her spectacles flying. It cannoned across Mr. Davison's desk, scattering paperclips and toppling his commemorative A Gadget Galaxy, 10 years of innovation mug. And then, disaster struck. The bowl slammed directly into Mr. Grumble's meticulously constructed pyramid of sugar packets on his desk. A white avalanche cascaded across his keyboard, burying his hands in a sticky sweet mess. Mr. Grumble's face turned a shade of purple usually reserved for exotic plums. He rose slowly, a sugar-dusted gargle of corporate displeasure. "Spark," he bellowed, his voice echoing through the open-plan office. "What is the meaning of this?" Lily gulped, shrinking under his gaze. The super bounce ball, momentarily subdued, sat innocently amongst the sugary wreckage. She stammered, It was an experiment, sir. A really bouncy experiment. That appears to have gotten out of control." The air crackled with unspoken fury. Lily knew, with a sinking feeling, that this was not going to end well. Especially when she saw Mr. Grumbles reaching for the nearest object, a prototype fidget spinner, covered in a fine layer of granulated sugar. Professor Pop's debut. Lily's fingers danced across the circuitry, a bead of sweat trickling down her temple. The aroma of burnt solder hung heavy in the air, a testament to the long nights she'd poured into Professor Pop. Almost there. Just a few more tweaks to the voice modulator and his vocabulary would be, well, professorial. She attached the final wire and held her breath, flipping the activation switch. Professor Pop, a robotic canine with oversized spectacles perched on his snout, sprang to life. His tail wagged furiously, a whirring symphony of gears and servos. "Greetings, young scholar." Professor Pop boomed, his voice a touch too resonant, but undeniably intellectual. "Prepare yourself for an enlightening discourse on the merits of ear-fetching." He promptly launched a nearby squeaky toy across the room. Lily beamed. He was perfect. The unveiling was set for lunchtime in the Gadget Galaxy showroom. Lily, clutching the pup's remote control, felt a nervous flutter in her stomach. Mr. Grumbles, arms crossed and face a thundercloud, stood near the back, radiating disapproval like a faulty refrigerator. "Ladies and gentlemen," Lily announced, her voice amplified through the showroom sound system, "I present to you, Professor Pop, the robotic canine companion who makes learning fun." Professor Pop, obediently following Lily's programmed commands, demonstrated his array of features, reciting poetry albeit with a robotic bark punctuating each line, solving simple equations displayed on a mini-projector hidden in his collar, and even identifying various constellations with a laser pointer. The crowd, initially hesitant, was quickly won over. Children shrieked with laughter as Professor Pop chased his tail, spouting historical facts. Even a few of the Gadget Galaxy employees were chuckling. Except for Mr. Grumbles. His scowl deepened with each passing minute. After the demonstration, as Lily was basking in the warm glow of success, Mr. Grumbles cornered her. "This contraption," he spat, gesturing dismissively at Professor Pop, who was now attempting to diagram a sentence on a whiteboard, "is exactly what I warned you about. Too ambitious. Or disruptive." Lily stood her ground. But everyone loved him, Mr. Grumbles. His educational, entertaining, his liability. Mr. Grumbles thundered, his face reddening. One wrong circuit, one glitch, and he could malfunction. "I'm telling you, Spark, one more stunt like this, one more deviation from the approved product line, and you're out. Understand?" His words hung in the air, heavy and ominous, a stark contrast to the happy chatter still echoing from the showroom. Fired for ambition. Lily skipped into Gadget Galaxy, the scent of ozone and freshly printed circuit boards tickling her nose. She clutched her latest invention, their pocket portal projector, a device she was sure would revolutionize inter-office communication. Today was the day she would show Mr. Grumbles. He was already waiting, perched behind his enormous desk like a disgruntled gargoyle. His eyes, magnified by thick lenses, narrowed as she approached. "Spark," he grumbled, the word sounding like a death knell. "In my office. Now." Lily's stomach churned. She followed him, the clatter of her prototype echoing in the sudden silence. He gestured to a chair, but didn't sit himself, looming over her instead. "I've been reviewing your performance, Spark," he said, his voice flat. "And I have some concerns." Lily swallowed, her excitement evaporating. "Concerns, sir? I thought the sales figures for the self-stirring spoon were quite positive." He waved a dismissive hand. "Spoons are spoons, Spark. I'm talking about your extracurricular activities, your projects, your ambition." He spat the word like it was a curse. "But, sir, I thought innovation was encouraged. The pocket portal projector could increase efficiency tenfold." She held out the device, its polished chrome gleaming under the fluorescent lights. Mr. Grumbles recoiled as if burned. "Efficiency? I value stability, Spark. Predictability. You are disruptive. Too ambitious. This company values cogs, not inventors." He sighed, a sound like air leaking from a punctured tire. "Therefore, I must inform you that your services are no longer required, effective immediately." The words hung in the air, heavy and suffocating. Lily stared at him, her mind blank. Fired? For ambition? It was ludicrous. She gathered her belongings, the pocket portal projector feeling cold and heavy in her hands. As she walked out, she saw the other employees watching, their faces a mixture of pity and fear. Professor Pop, her robotic companion, waited patiently outside the building. He whirred softly as she approached, sensing her distress. "Walkies," he chirped, tilting his metallic head. Lily managed a weak smile. "Yar, Pop. Walkies." They walked in silence, the city blurring around her. The dream job, the exciting future, all shattered. Had she been wrong? Was she too ambitious? The thought gnawed at her, a cold, hard knot in her chest. The bright afternoon felt muted, the vibrant city sounds dull and lifeless. All she felt was the heavy weight of failure. A knock at the door. The aroma of microwaved noodles did little to lift Lily's spirits. She stirred the limp strands with her fork, the fluorescent kitchen light reflecting in the greasy broth. Getting fired had felt like a public execution. Her grand plans, once so vibrant, now lay in tatters around her. Even the triumphant feeling of landing her dream job at Gadget Galaxy was fading, overshadowed by the sting of humiliation. She hadn't even told her parents yet. The thought of their disappointed faces made the noodles taste like ash. She pushed the bowl away, the metallic clang echoing in the small apartment. Suddenly, a sharp, insistent buzz cut through the silence. Lily jumped, her heart hammering against her ribs. Who could be visiting at this hour? Hesitantly, she approached the door, peering through the peephole. A man stood there, his silhouette unfamiliar. He was impeccably dressed in a dark suit, a stark contrast to the casual attire of everyone she knew. Cautiously, she unlatched the door and opened it a crack. "Lily Spark?" he inquired, his voice smooth and resonant. "Yes," she replied, her voice barely a whisper. He smiled, a flash of white teeth in the dim hallway. "Good evening, Ms. Spark. I'm Mr. Sparkle, owner of Gadget Galaxy." Lily's jaw dropped. Mr. Sparkle? Here. At her doorstep? Mr. Sparkle? What are you doing here? He held up a hand, a gesture of peace. May I come in, Miss Spark? I have an offer I think you'll find intriguing. Lily hesitated, her mind racing. An offer? After being fired? What could this possibly be about? She opened the door wider, stepping aside. Of course, please, come in. Mr. Sparkle entered, his eyes scanning the modest apartment with polite curiosity. He didn't seem fazed by the clutter or the lingering smell of instant noodles. He turned to her, his expression serious. Miss Spark, I understand there was an unfortunate incident this morning. Lily's stomach clenched. He knew. However, Mr. Sparkle continued, his voice gaining a persuasive edge, I believe that sometimes the greatest opportunities arise from the most unexpected setbacks. I was impressed by your ambition and drive during the interview process. And, he paused, a glint in his eye, I have a proposition that will allow you to use those very qualities and be rewarded handsomely for them. Chief Fun Officer. The elevator doors chimed open to a floor bathed in neon pink. It pulsed from the walls, the furniture, even the water cooler. Lily blinked, adjusting to the overwhelming cheerfulness of Mr. Sparkle's personal domain. Welcome back, Lily Spark. Mr. Sparkle boomed, his voice echoing in the open space. He stood behind a desk constructed entirely of interconnected building blocks, a mischievous glint in his eyes. He gestured to a swirling vortex of glitter art on one wall. This, my dear, is where dreams are made. Or, at least, where we manufacture a reasonable facsimile. Lily managed a weak smile. It's bright. Precisely. Brightness is the key. Think of all the dull, grey lives out there, yearning for a spark. And you, Lily, you are the spark. He launched into a rapid-fire explanation of his renewed vision for Gadget Galaxy, a place not just for selling gadgets, but for selling joy. He envisioned interactive displays that tickled customers, robotic assistants that told jokes, and entire sections devoted to pure, unadulterated silliness. Lily found herself getting swept up in his enthusiasm, despite her reservations. He saw something in her, a potential she hadn't fully recognized herself. He stopped pacing and fixed her with an intense stare. Lily, I made a mistake. A grave error in judgment. I stifled your sparkle. And for that, I apologize. He leaned forward, his voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper. I want you back, Lily. Not as a mere employee, but as Chief Fun Officer. Lily's jaw dropped. Chief Fun Officer? He nodded emphatically. The very best. You'll be in charge of injecting fun into every corner of Gadget Galaxy. Brainstorming sessions, product development, even employee morale, all under your joyful command. He snapped his fingers, and a holographic screen shimmered into existence, displaying a salary figure that made Lily's eyes water. Double your previous pay. And, he paused for dramatic effect, your own lab. Fully equipped, no budget limitations. Her heart hammered against her ribs. This was it. Her dream job, redefined and amplified. A second chance, bigger and brighter than she ever imagined. Mr. Sparkle, as she began, her voice trembling slightly, I accept. A wide grin stretched across her face. This was going to be wild. Invention Day. The automatic doors of Gadget Galaxy hissed open, and Lily stepped inside, a mix of exhilaration and stomach-churning anxiety swirling within her. This wasn't just any job. It was her dream, revitalized. The air hummed with the low thrum of machinery and the scent of ozone, a comforting aroma that spoke of innovation and possibilities. Mr. Grumbles nearly choked on his lukewarm coffee when he saw her. "Spark? What in the name of Nikola Tesla are you doing here?" His usual scowl deepened, etched deeper into his face like cracks in old concrete. "I'm back, Mr. Grumbles," Lily announced, a smile playing on her lips. "And I have a proposition for you." He eyed her suspiciously. "A proposition? Last time you had a proposition, the entire break room was covered in self-buttering toast." Lily chuckled, remembering the slightly chaotic, yet ultimately successful, toast-launching prototype. "This one's a little less messy. I want to organize an invention day." Mr. Grumbles sputtered, spraying coffee onto his already stained tie. "Invention day? Are you out of your mind? We have quotas to meet, deadlines to crush. We don't have time for frivolity." "But that's exactly why we need it," Lily countered, her voice earnest. "A day dedicated to pure, unadulterated creativity. Let everyone work on whatever sparks their imagination. It could lead to breakthroughs, new product ideas, even just a boost in morale." She could see the gears turning in Mr. Grumble's mind, the cogs of practicality and bottom-line concerns grinding against the faintest flicker of curiosity. "And who's going to cover their work while they're inventing?" "I will," Lily stated firmly. "I'll handle everyone's tasks for the day. Consider it my official initiation." He studied her for a long moment, his gaze piercing. Finally, a reluctant sigh escaped his lips. One day only. And if productivity dips, or if I find so much as a rogue paperclip out of place, you're back to filing patents in Siberia." Lily grinned, already picturing the possibilities. "You won't regret this, Mr. Grumbles." The next few days were a whirlwind of planning. Lily plastered the office with neon posters, her energy infectious. She organized teams, brainstormed ideas, and even secured a small budget for supplies, mostly through charming and slightly guilt-tripping Mr. Grumbles. The air crackled with anticipation. Lily felt a thrill. This was it. Her chance to prove that ambition, when channeled correctly, could ignite innovation and breathe new life into Gadget Galaxy. The future of fun. The air crackled with anticipation. Invention Day at Gadget Galaxy was Lily's Super Bowl, her Olympics, well, everything. She adjusted her oversized glasses, the reflection of 100 blinking gadgets dancing across the lenses. Today wasn't just about showcasing her inventions, it was about proving herself. Gadget Galaxy's showroom was transformed. Floating holographic displays shimmered beside interactive exhibits showcasing the latest in giggle-inducing gizmos and problem-solving contraptions. Lily weaved through the crowd, a nervous energy thrumming beneath her skin. She stopped near the Professor Pop demonstration area. It was her most ambitious project yet, a robotic dog designed to teach coding to kids. "Watch this," a boisterous voice boomed. Mr. Grumbles, the company's notoriously grumpy CFO, was fumbling with Professor Pup's controls. Lily winced. If anyone could break her invention, it was him. "Come on, you metal mutt," he grumbled, stabbing at the touchscreen. Suddenly, Professor Pup's eyes lit up. Instead of barking, it began reciting lines of Python code in a surprisingly cheerful voice. Mr. Grumble's jaw dropped. Then, a slow, hesitant smile spread across his face. "Well, I'll be," he muttered, completely absorbed as Professor Pup guided him through a simple coding exercise. Lily felt a surge of pride mixed with relief. Even Mr. Grumbles couldn't resist the allure of a well-designed gadget. Later, as the day wound down and the last of the attendees trickled out, Lily found herself alone in the showroom. The remnants of the celebration, discarded brochures, scattered confetti, and the lingering scent of ozone created a strange, nostalgic atmosphere. She sat on a velvet stool, gazing at Professor Pup, now quietly recharging in its corner. It hadn't been easy. The late nights, the countless revisions, the constant pressure to innovate, it had all taken its toll. But looking back, she realized she hadn't done it alone. Meyer's design expertise, Ben's marketing savvy, even Mr. Grumble's unexpected enthusiasm had played a crucial role. Gadget Galaxy wasn't just a company, it was a team. And Lily was finally, truly, a part of it. She knew this was just the beginning. The future of fun, the future of Gadget Galaxy, was bright. And she was ready to lead the charge, one brilliant invention at a time.